Hello my scrappy friends and welcome back to my channel today. Today's share is my first for August for Cut to You, and I'm using two of the beautiful cut files. This first one is the Spring Roses. It's a cut and stitch file and I love it. And this one was a kind of afterthought putting my page together, but I really like what it adds to the page. This is my finished page, and as you can see it is clean and pretty, which is unusual for me, but who said different is bad, right? So yes, I just want to quickly acknowledge that photo does have the baby's face covered up by request of the parents. They don't want her on social media, and that's a fair call on their behalf. So what I've just done is I did try to show you the holes that my cameo had pierced for those leaves. It's part of the cut file that you get, but the video didn't pick it up. So I have done a chain link stitch on those leaves and then cut the flowers on a Cocoa Vanilla Studio Love Always pattern paper. And then I have, just here, I've gutted the pattern paper that I used to cut the flowers from, and I'm going to use that to mount my white cardstock. The page that I am creating today is the day that I met this little baby. Her name is Addie, and we've been very good friends with her dad for a very long time. So I was very excited to meet her. They live in a different state, and they were over visiting, so we got to spend the afternoon with them, and I love babies. And she was just so placid and cute and cuddly. It was just, I like baby cuddles. What can I say? So that's what I'm documenting today. I am using a heart confetti stencil by Paige Evans and some light modelling paste. This one is the Liquitex brand. I really like it. And I'm just adding a little bit of extra to my background because I knew this was going to be a fairly clean page for me. I wanted to add some more interest. The white on white just gives some more texture and a little bit of detail in the background. And you can see when I showed you the close-up of the stitching, I showed you that I had drawn in the rectangle of where my photo was going. So I'm just adding the modelling paste around where the photo is going, and then I'm coming in with some sprinkles. Now I don't show you on camera the pink that I splatter, but I do a light pink and a dark pink and this gold. Pop that aside to dry, and while that's drying I thought I may as well make some use of my time with the boring stuff, like putting tiny little pop dots on the back of the flowers. So I'm not going to make you watch all that because it's not fun. Here is a close-up of that background all dry. And so I knew immediately I wanted to add some tissue paper. I did toy with the idea of the gold, but in the end I decided I wanted this to be really light and feminine. Not that gold isn't feminine, but it just felt a lot darker and heavier on the page. So I'm using some white tissue paper. I glue this in such a way that I should be able to pull the photo off the tissue paper and remove the washi tape with the paper over her face. That's the theory. I haven't done it yet, so we'll see how that goes. I can always reprint the photo, so it's not really the end of the world. So I've added a couple of layers of tissue paper behind that photo, and I'm just trimming that down with my most favourite scissors ever. These are the big Tim Holtz ones. They're incredible. Adding some foam to bump that up a little bit. Getting tissue paper scraps everywhere, driving me crazy. So I'm just going to add some foam to the back of that. Then I'm going to jump into my pattern paper scraps box, and I pulled out. If you follow my channel, you will have seen that recently I shared the Coptic book that I created. It was for this little girl and her family, and I pulled out some pattern papers that were in that book. for anyone else looking, you're not going to notice it or realize or anything, and it's not a big feature of the page, but I just kind of went, oh, that's really sweet, I'm going to use these papers. So I started with the grey here. That is from Coco Vanilla Studio, or also from the Love Always collection. And then the rest of the papers here that I've got, like I said, are from that, I think it's Cartabella Lullaby collection that I used to do that Coptic book. Now, the sides that I've pulled them out for are not the sides I end up using. I did pull out this pink one for those stalks because they were super cute. And when I was distressing it, I saw these pins and I was like, oh, that's really cute. I'm going to use that. Then I thought about this with the yellow and the hearts and stuff, but I was like, yeah, I don't love it. I'll try this pink. So I cut a piece of that down. I distress the edges, and you see, as I'm distressing the edges, I'm going to hold it up the back side. I'm like, oh, the green. Does it match my green stitching? Yes, it does. I'm going to use the green. At this point, I kind of went, oh, you've got those big flowers to go in the background. You probably don't want another layer of pink. So I do end up going with the green there. And I really like those. They're very subtle layers behind the photo, but I like the colours. And I think it, again, it's feminine and pretty. I did toy with that yellow again. Now I'm going to stick down my cut file. Again, I'm not going to make you watch me do that. I'm going to peel off all of the little bits on the back. You can see I'm trying to get that yellow on. Just no. Flip that over and peel off all the backing. Not going to make you watch that. Takes me a little while to get the placement just right. I don't know if you noticed, on the white cardstock, I'd actually marked the back of it with the word up and an arrow so that I knew which way around it went. Not that it really matters. Well, it does matter because of the way the cut file and the flowers kind of join together. So that way I knew which way I had to put it all down. Now, I know that I'm going to stick my cut file, no, not my cut file, my photo on top of the cut file. So I've gone in with a few more foam squares and put those in between all the gaps of the flowers, and then used ATG tape on the back of my photo cluster, and I've stuck that down. I'm going through the Love Always ephemera, and I don't add too much more because I don't want to cover up the stitching, I don't want to cover up that cut file, and I don't want to add too much. So you can see in the little container I'm putting the bits that I'm not going to use, and on top of the photo the bits that I might use. I decided to bring in some of that orange when I bring in this floral piece here. I was like, do I want to bring in more floral, or is it going to compete? Yes, I want more floral, but is it going to compete? I did end up using more floral. This is going to be my title piece. Be Still My Heart. I'm like, oh my gosh, that is so sweet. I toy with the idea of putting a little cluster over here, a couple of arrows, like a label thing. I put the XO, that's from the cut apart sheet, up on the photo there, and I really like it. That's more of that orange. It's more of an apricot colour, I guess, than orange. So I'm just pulling in a few different pieces. At this point, yeah, I'm thinking I want to build a cluster up there, and I try a few different things, and in the end I end up going, no, I'm going to keep this way simpler. Added a heart there, and then some grey leaves up there that are part of the ephemera. And try this floral, and I'm like, nope. Try this floral, and I'm pretty sure I'm like, nope, for that as well. I love that they're see-through, but I don't like that they're see-through when you can see all the stuff behind it. I'm like, what can I do here? I'm going to use some of these hearts, and I'm going to scatter those around. Just trying to get a balance of the pink and the orange without having like two orange bits together and then two big pink pieces together. So I'm just scattering those around and tucking them into little, like where the cut file goes down and stuff. And then I'm like, I think I want a little something extra here that I don't really have. Come in with my ruler, and this is where I decided I'm going to add in that cut file. I did cut two. One of them is actually no longer in the store, which I didn't realise, but I don't use that one, so it doesn't matter. I do end up using the Oh So Lovely down the bottom there. It is very subtle with the white on white, but I really like it, and it leads perfectly into my journaling. So this is my finished page. I've gone in with some pale gold Nouveau drops as well. And my journaling reads something like, "Oh, so lovely to meet baby Addie," or something to that effect. I hope you enjoy the close-ups. Oh, off camera, I also stitched right around the edge of the layout. I just thought it needed it. Yes, so thank you very much for stopping by. I really appreciate it. My little channel is growing. So yeah, a big, big thank you to everyone for stopping by, for watching my stuff, for liking my stuff, for commenting and having conversations with me. I hope that you've enjoyed this. Make sure you pop over to the Cut to You blog and store. There's so much over there and so much inspiration. I will be back again soon with another share. And again, thanks for stopping by.